Hey everybody, welcome back to Brain Batter. Today, we're going to go over the 6 simple conversation starters that can get you talking to anyone. Make sure to watch until the end of the video because right after we share with you the 6 simple conversation starters, we'll be giving you 3 extra bonus tips. Also, if you find this video value-adding, make sure to subscribe to our channel so that we can continue to provide more values to you through our videos. Now let's get straight into our topic today. 6 simple conversation starters that can get you talking to anyone. How do you rate yourself as a conversationalist? Are you a good conversationalist or are you struggling with starting a conversation with people? Indeed, a conversation is a work of art. It's not just a work of one person. Instead, it requires both parties to participate and create it together. If you're one of those people who has been struggling with initiating a conversation with others, especially with someone new, it's perfectly normal. You're not alone and you don't have to feel bad about yourself because the responsibility to start a conversation and keep the conversation going does not just fall on you. And the fact that you are watching this video right now already tells so much about you. It means that you are looking to improve and become a better conversationalist. So be confident in yourself, start with small goals, and celebrate all the little achievements you make along the way. And it's okay if sometimes it does not work out. Like what we said earlier, it's a work of art that requires the contributions of both people. And the good news is, once you learn how to effectively break the ice with anyone, maintaining the conversation will be relatively easier. Now without further ado, let's go into the 6 simple conversation starters that actually work. Number 1. Hey, where are you from? This conversation starter is especially suitable when you spot someone that doesn't seem like they're a part of the big group, or when you notice someone with a different accent. This is also very suitable for one-on-one conversations or even conversations with small groups. The best part about this question is it can branch out to so many other questions that can keep the conversation going. Wow, I've never been to that place before. Normally, what do people do when they visit that place? I should probably go there sometimes. Or wow, I love that place and the food is amazing. Any other food I should try out if I were to visit that place again? See, this question opens up to so many possibilities and you can probably get yourself a free tour guide when you visit that place one day. Number 2, do you know where the is? Well, it can be, do you know where the restroom is? Do you know where the food is? Or it can be anything. Well, this may sound like silly questions, but it doesn't matter. The point is to start the conversation. Also, you don't have to immediately leave after you get the answer. You can continue to ask other questions like, by the way, where are you from? What brought you here today? And so many other questions. And no, they won't tell you, hey, I've given you the answer, you should get going. They won't remember you asking that question. Maybe they do, but well, they're probably dying to start a conversation too. So once you ask the question, just go with the conversation. Number 3, ask questions about food. Well, we all need food, so when we ask questions about food, it gets people's guard down. So if you see someone holding a drink or a plate of food, that is your chance. You can just walk up to them and say, hey, that looks good. What is that? Where can I get that? Is it good? And no, you don't have to immediately go and get the food or drink after you ask the question too. Just keep the conversation going. Like, oh, have you tried the cake? It's so good. You should try it too. Let me show you where to get that. See? Once you've started a conversation, the rest of it will be relatively easier. Or if you're visiting a new place, you can easily walk up to anyone and ask them, hey, I'm visiting here for the first time. Do you know where I can get the best food in town? Well, normally people won't turn you down if you ask that question. In fact, most people will passionately and proudly tell you where to find the best food and best drink, or even the best place, especially if they are from that place. Wanna know why? Make sure to watch until the end of the video because we'll be sharing with you 3 concepts that can get you talking to anyone, which were the bonus we promised to share with you earlier. Number 4. Hey, so how do you know so and so? How are you related to the host? Well, this question can especially come in handy at occasions like weddings, parties, and so on, because every guest is definitely in a way related to the host, be it friends, family, or relatives. Well, unless they crash the event, which is very unlikely to happen. So the next time you find yourself sitting awkwardly at a table with other guests you have never met, just ask the question. You can also ask how you got to know the host, and before you know it, you already find yourself a table of new friends. Number 5. Ask questions or say something good about what you can see from the other person. For example, you can ask, "Hey, I like your shirt. Where'd you get that from?" Or it can be, "Hey, I noticed that you're using this phone of so-and-so model. How's your experience using the phone so far? I've heard some really good reviews about the phone." It can also be, "Hey, I love your hair color or haircut. Where did you get your hair done?" Yes, it can be any question, but ask the right question. If that person is wearing a plain t-shirt, don't go and ask, "Hey, I like the print on your shirt. Where'd you get that from?" Yes, the point is to get the other person talking, but if you ask the wrong question with a statement that obviously does not represent the truth, it can come off as sarcastic, offensive, or simply not genuine. So you have to be observant, pay attention to all the tiny details, and find something good you can observe from that person to ask about. Don't say something that doesn't exist or something you clearly don't feel positive about. Number 6. Talk about current events, news, or even weather. Just pick some hot topics and chat about it. For example, you can ask, "Hey, did you watch the World Cup final yesterday? Crazy game, huh?" Or, "Oh, I'm sweating like crazy. It's so hot in here." Talking about current events or news is one of the easiest ways to go into deeper conversations because both people probably have some opinions about it, and that's when you can really get connected to the other person. Alright, we've covered all 6 simple conversation starters, and as promised, we'll be sharing with you 3 bonus tips that even if you forget all the 6 conversation starters we shared with you earlier, you'll be good to go with just 3 simple concepts. Concept number 1. Ask questions that make the other person feel important. In one of the greatest books written of all time, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie said that every single person has the desire to feel important. They want to feel seen. They want to feel appreciated. Which is why asking questions that make the other person feel important is one of the easiest ways to make the other person instantly like you and get engaged in the conversation. Like some of the examples we shared earlier, when you're visiting a place for the first time and you ask the locals where you can get the best food in town, most of them would proudly share a long list of must-eats with you. Or if you see someone holding a huge camera, you can simply walk up to them and say, "Hey, I see you are using this so-and-so camera. You must be very into photography. For a beginner, which camera model would you recommend?" So the whole point is to be genuinely interested in the other person and ask questions that make them feel like they're important, including what they have to say. Concept number 2, find similarities and talk about it. Remember the example about occasions like weddings or parties? Those are one of the easiest occasions to start a conversation with anyone, because no matter how different you are from other guests, there's one similarity that you both certainly share: mutual connection. Or if you hear someone playing Blackpink's music and you too are a fan of them, just go and say, "Hey, I love that song too. Are you a fan of Blackpink's?" Talking about similarities is also one of the easiest ways to get people to open up themselves. It instantly puts their guard down and somehow makes the other person feel connected to you even before they get to know you further. Concept number 3, compliments. Compliments are not the same as flattery. Find something you really admire about the other person and talk about it. Don't say something you don't mean. It will only make things worse. Give sincere compliments. Alright, if you learned something from this video, check out this playlist of our videos that cover other topics related to communication. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on all these value-packed videos on relationship, leadership, psychology, and so much more. See you in the next video. Bye!